Hey there, observers!
This is Taiwan Observer,
And we are back with another episode of
Observations with the Boys with
Vincent and
Joseph.
we are the boys and we observe stuff, so come and join us.
That's right, guys. We're happy to see you in this episode 5 this time. It's the 5th episode of ours. Alright then. Do you have anything to say at the beginning, or shall we just get right into it?
Well, I gotta say, it's been cold.
Bloody hell, yeah, tell me about it. We are sporting just t-shirts and it's kind of late and in Taiwanese houses, because of the lack of insulation and because of the lack of central heating, you cannot really feel warm, and like there is a cold outside, you come inside, it's not much of a difference. So
Yeah, you're always cold, like
anywhere you go.
sometimes in this house in particular that we're in right now,
Alright.
sometimes it's warm outside and it's cold inside. And then the opposite happens when it's summer. It becomes warm inside and cold outside. So it's kind of, I think it's got a lot to do with the mostly concrete that they use to build these houses.
And another thing that I hate, and I have to mention it, is that whenever you go to a public space, like MRT station or like a public toilet, the water, after you finish your business, the water, when you wash your hands, is always freezing cold, and you're just like ending up shivering after you wash your hands.
Yes, super cold water. That's a problem unless it's a private residence. You're only going to get cold water.
I feel like Mr. Freeze after washing my hands. Anyway, talking of which, we're gonna start with the meme section of
Memes.
That's right. So one more time,
Fried memes. I love them.
fried memes, yeah. Big shout going out to my man. How's it going? Yeah, Monday boy, Rude, you're bear pang, bro. Thank you very much for providing us with another bear pang meme. Like,
There we go.
really good meme. Here, obviously, White Gordon and traditional Mandarin means a foreigner. And then tonight, forecast of a freeze is coming. So obviously this person is happy. So this meme,
This is actually Mr. Freeze from
Mr. Freeze, yeah.
the Batman movies. So if you remember, Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze, and he was out there freezing everybody up. And so he really loves the cold. He actually has to wear this suit to remain cold all the time.
So that's the image that foreigners have in Taiwan. Like, everyone always approaches me and says, "Hey, dude, it's so cold, but like you're from Europe, you're from colder climates. You're supposed to be like happy with this." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I moved to Taiwan from the Philippines, right? That was actually literally the country. One country that I lived in before Taiwan was the Philippines, right? So I came from the Philippines to Taiwan. I'm cold." And after this,
I've lived in Taiwan for so long that I find this super cold too, you know. But there's this feeling amongst many foreigners that they are not cold in this climate, especially if they come from somewhere like Canada or somewhere where it freezes or snows a lot anyway. But if you're like us and you've lived here for as long as we have, you know, you just become one with the locals, and that's how we feel. It's super cold as well. I like to wear 2 jackets when I go out these days.
yeah, or rather, when I be Mr. Tough Guy and pretend that you don't feel cold, but I don't believe you anyway.
Anyway, guys, that's been our meme of the day. Hope you like it. Go check out
How's it going?
All right,
How's it going, mate?
next one. Snow on the mountains. We're going to talk about snow on the mountains. Since it's been so cold in Taiwan recently, the mountains have been freezing up, and not just the regular Herwaishan mountain or the regular mountains that have snow on them. No, this time, several of the smaller, lower-lying mountains have also been freezing up at the top. And there has been, just today, 50 centimeters of snow.
Wow.
On Taipingshan or Herwaishan, one of the two. But there has been lots of snow recently. Hikers have had to cancel plans to go hiking because of this. But a lot of people have not cancelled plans to see the snow. In fact, they're flocking to the mountains to see the snow. You have an experience with that, don't you?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I went actually to two. Like I went on New Year's Day trying to see the snow on Taiping Mountain, but I didn't go there. I went to Lalashan, but it wasn't like that. Then I went to Taiping Shan last week, and then I was lining up in this mad queue of cars trying to get into Taiping Shan recreational area.
Didn't you say it was about 1 kilometer long with cars?
At 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I turned around and I was going back to Taipei, and the cars were coming up. So probably by the time I was like at the tunnel, the queue was probably like 5 kilometers long.
Wow,
by my estimation. And then like from some sources I saw that there was 15 kilometers long on Saturday.
Wow. That's a lot of people going to check out the snow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, snow is a rarity here, so it's understandable that people want to get out and check it out.
Yeah.
All right, next thing we're going to talk about. You got something for me.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, so guys, if you guys want to keep warm, I've got the right thing for you guys. Okay, so here it is. Here it is, a device, all right? Typical to Taiwan, a hot plate.
So, what has a hot plate got to do with me being warm, man?
I mean, you plug it in, yeah. 110, yeah, voltage, you get me?
Yeah.
And then this gets red, and then that heats up the house.
No, man, that's for cooking food, you fool.
But that's Taiwanese, isn't it?
No, Philips is Dutch.
Alright. But Taiwan used to be Dutch.
What are you talking about? This guy, he doesn't understand anything. Here, this is what you actually want. You want one of these heat dishes, bro. You want a heat dish like this. What's the point of this heat dish? It's like a fan. But what does it do? It heats up. It's an infrared heater.
That's right.
So this is what you're actually looking for. So here, I gift this to you, so now
Nice
I
one.
actually have something to check
Cheers,
out.
coming straight from my house, isn't it? It's got my name on it. Anyway, yeah, it's an interesting device. It is not from China. Definitely not from China. It says 全机100分 Taiwan 存造的. So it's like 100. This machine has been 100% made in Taiwan. Bit dusty.
So all the components on the inside. Everything.
It's made in
The
Taiwan.
electronics, the components, the plastic outer shell, everything.
The screws, yeah.
Screws, everything is Taiwan made.
This sounds like Pinoy, right? A little Pinoy.
Pinoy.
But then, yeah, guys. Okay. So like every time we are introducing a little product that is like a trademark of Taiwan, like something very iconic for Taiwan. So this is another thing. Infrared heaters. They've been around for a while. Actually, they only got popular. The idea of infrared heaters is old. It really goes back to like early 18th century. But then they only got popular and they got commercially viable during the Second World War. And then in 1960s and 70s, they became very popular in Taiwan. So everyone was using, obviously, not plastic, but like metal, old versions of these, and they were very popular in every house. But what it is with these, you have to be careful, because when they fall over, they can actually burn your house. So this one actually, if this one is on and it knock it over, it just turns itself off, right?
Yeah, there's a little button at the bottom here.
Yeah, that's it. So like if this is not pressed, then you can't operate it. But like this caused a lot of unfortunate loss of life and this, but like still it warmed
the
up.
Safety feature these days.
That's right. So yeah, this one is quite safe, but like needless to say, this device warmed up like thousands of Taiwanese people and many generations of Taiwanese people. So this is quite iconic device, not the original one. We don't have money to like buy 1960s version of this, but this is something that came from late 2000s, and it's keeping me warm in my bedroom.
Great, excellent. So
Infrared
these cold
heater.
nights, this is the thing to use, especially because Taiwan has no central heating.
Yeah.
Like we were saying earlier.
No insulation, no central
no
heating.
central heating. Yeah. Anyway.
So not hot plate, but heat dish.
Heat dish. Yeah, you got those two confused. I had to set the record straight with your own device. Anyway, guys, let's move on to the next part of our show here today. We're going to be talking about China versus Taiwan. What does that mean? Well, China's been saber rattling again. You know, they're telling us, oh, we're going to invade. Oh, we're not renouncing the use of force to reunify with Taiwan. They say things like, if the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo comes to visit, the Global Times said that the Chinese government is going to send warplanes flying directly over Taiwan. And I think that these guys, with their saber rattling and their wolf warrior diplomacy, they're going down the wrong path.
Anger in China. Huh?
Anger in China. Any day you look up anger in China, what's the first thing you see? Taiwan, anger in China. Taiwan, anger in China. This guy's got a whole post about it on our Facebook page. Go check that out.
Yeah, basically, hashtag anger in China, right? Because like, what's been happening? Somebody pointed out on Twitter, right? Like, whenever there is something, somebody says something controversial that China doesn't like, you just have to make a title, comma, anger in China. And if you like pop that in Google, anger in China, there's going to be like whole plethora of different articles with anger in China added to it. But anyway, like if China is just posturing, really.
Yeah, I think so too.
China is just posturing. Like okay, so this geezer is like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But guys, right, sorry, but you had like golden opportunity. Like there was stuff going, all sorts of crazy stuff going in the US, right, last year, and then there was raging COVID-19 and everything going on, and like we're here. And you were there, posturing still, and you're saying, "Oh, we're angry." Okay, you can be angry all you want. And then what's going to happen if you like send planes over Taiwan? I mean, we had what do you think would happen if like Mike Pompeo turns up here, maybe with Trump, just Trump, maybe he's going to be a refugee very soon, and like, I mean, there's a possibility.
There's a possibility, yeah.
I think it would be alright here.
But the point is that if they were to fly over Taiwan, right, they would be met with a whole fleet.
The Chinese.
The
Chinese came over here as a retaliation of the visit,
Yeah, there would be a whole fleet of Taiwanese warplanes going up there and making sure that they stay in line and they mind their own business, you know? I think that the thing I read online a lot, or in articles, especially from Western observers, is that Taiwan is somehow incapable of defending itself, right? That and they say, oh, they're depleting the Taiwanese military resources by flying in the ADIZ, the Air Identification,
Zone.
The Air Defense Identification Zone. So they say, oh, they're depleting Taiwan's military resources by keep flying these things. The thing is, they were going to fly missions every other day anyway to keep their pilots up to date. But now the pilots get free training from the people they're trying to defend against. They keep coming over here. We keep sending planes up. Yeah, it costs us a bit of money, but it's free training with the actual enemy itself.
Cheers, Chairman Xi.
So thank you.
Nice one.
It's good training for our troops. You know, we might have some.
A good lad.
Yeah, we might have a few accidents here and there, but that's because of the increased amount of training that's been going on here, and like something that people don't seem to understand all that well, especially Western observers who haven't lived in Asia or haven't lived over here, particularly in Taiwan, is that there's a big difference between somebody being ordered to go to war because their government wants them to, and somebody who's defending the place that they love and live in, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to send a Chinese fleet over here, somehow they make landfall, somehow they get on the beaches, right? And they're already very well defended beaches. But once they get to one of the 16 beaches they can actually get onto, right? There is going to be just an endless amount of people who aren't even in the military, who would just be doing guerrilla warfare, like what the Viet Cong did when the Americans were in Vietnam, right? They just kept hammering them and kept hammering them and kept hammering them until America eventually left and lost that war. That, I think, would be a similar situation in Taiwan. There would just be this endless group of people just always attacking and attacking and fighting and fighting and fighting, because you're fighting for your home is different than trying to take over somebody else's home. You know, fighting for what you believe in rather than what your chairman tells you to do. There's a huge difference between these two things. So I think that there is a whole list of reasons out there that you can say, oh, China has more planes, oh, China has more troops, oh, China has more money, oh, they can wage an economic war, they can do a blockade and not let any ships in. Yes, there are many other avenues for this type of invasion or attack or whatever you want to call it. But today I am just talking about two things. One, it's free training every time they come over here. And two, you cannot keep people locked up who don't want to be, right? If you come over here and you try and take somebody's freedom when they've enjoyed a lot of freedom already, they're not going to fall easily. You know, they're going to fight for their home until the bitter end. So the only way to really take over is to absolutely decimate every person, building, city,
by the means of
and
missiles, right?
By the means of missiles. And that then would make the island completely useless to China. So
yeah,
then it's just a rock.
And also, like, it wouldn't be very cheap to actually do that.
No.
Like, those missiles cost money. Like,
And then the supply chain, the global supply chain goes into free fall and nobody can get their chips. And then China can't build any more rockets because they don't have the chips that are able to run the software to make the rockets go. You know what I'm saying? So there's just a whole list of reasons other than what we've talked about right here that we can get into in future episodes. If you want to know more about what we think, you can go and check out episode 1 or 2 you can go and check out episode 1 or 2 of Observations with the Boys.
That's right.
We've got a couple of thoughts about the industrialization. We've got a couple of thoughts about the military-industrial complex that China is forcing upon Taiwan. And you can go check those out and see how you differ in opinion or don't differ in opinion. So, to end the show, Joseph, let's tell these people what they need to do right now.
You guys have to definitely, if you have not liked or subscribed to our page, do it right now. Then go to, and if you are watching us on YouTube, you have to click that subscribe button and click that bell button, because whenever our new video is going to come out, that's going to notify you that our new video is out.
All right, guys, and I see you over there. I see some of you have not clicked that button yet. This dude hasn't clicked the button yet.
What are you doing, guy? What are you doing?
What's wrong with you? Come on, just hit that button.
Come on, it's so cold. Just for the sake of being cold, like, you know, you can just do a little
warm our little hearts with your click, man. Just
do a little movement and press that button, yeah?
Yeah, warm your finger up and click that
fam.
button. Click it 10 times fast. Click, 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 click. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. This has been another episode of Observations with the Boys. We will see you next time. Peace.
Peace. Come on then, boy.